Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Revelations. I guess it might not be morning for you, but it's morning for me. Anyways, just want to share with you what God is sharing with me. That's what this is all about. We just finished Genesis, and now we're hopping into Exodus, and going through the Bible, and just what does God reveal to us every day as we sit before Him and say, "Teach me, change me, show me how to live more like you want me to live, instead of how I'm internally wired to head towards sinfulness." And this morning I was reading through Exodus 1 through 3, and I want to really focus on Exodus 1 because that is just the place where God gave me something to really chew on, and it's about slavery, not slavery as you might think about it, though, but it's being enslaved to our own to-do lists, and really what that's doing to our families. So in Exodus 1, we learn that the Israelites are enslaved by the Egyptians because the Egyptians fear them. And so they press on them hard labor. And through that, surprisingly to the Egyptians, they flourish. They grow, their families grow bigger. The thing is when we are oppressed by someone else and we butt heads with that oppression, we pull in as a community, and naturally we resource that community to be our hub and our safe place. And so in essence, the Egyptians didn't realize they were actually causing the Israelites to grow because of their oppression on them. Now take the flip side. We live in a society that is at ease, and our families are falling apart. Why? Because we don't have that need for one another, and we don't value it. Instead, we value our to-do lists, and we are so deceived that we are not enslaved. But we are enslaving ourselves against our own, or against, according to our own will, not against it. And it makes us not pull into our families. It makes us to want to do more outside of our families because we don't see the need for pulling in and for our community. Instead, we find satisfaction elsewhere, and it's easy to find. It's easy to be rewarded by what we do and the things that we can get, instead of just be rewarded by relationships and those things that really matter in our lives. And I'm guilty. I am very guilty of this, and that's why God has this stirring on my heart. As spring break comes up this week, I'm going to pick up my oldest from college today, and family is important, and I have a huge to-do list, and I'm looking at that going, things have to be reprioritized. I can't be always focused on my to-do list and ignoring my family, and that's important to have that perspective and to realize that things have to change. It doesn't mean that things aren't going to get done. They will get done, but they're going to get done in the time that God says they are allowed to get done, not in my check, I'm getting everything off my list done, and then I can spend time with my family, because that never works. If you follow that prescription, there's always more things to add to your list, isn't there? And then family just goes to the wayside. So anyways, that's just what I wanted to share with you today, is how can we be more mindful about how we're enslaving ourselves according to our own will, because we value things that don't pull us in closer to our families, our communities. And so today my focus is on picking up my son. Yes, I have things on my to-do list that have to get done, but what is my priorities? I have to connect up and check out, get some stuff figured out for a thing I'm doing live on Monday, and I've got some emails to return, but connecting with my family. And then my church tonight, actually they're playing laser tag. I'm just going to watch. But just those community things, being around people, those have eternal purposes. And they may seem very frivolous in our checkmark to do society that says, we've got to be productive to be valuable. God says we just have to be, and we have to focus on where He's put us, the people He's put around us, the relationships that He's given us, because those are eternal. Those will have eternal significance. And yes, some of our to-do stuff does, and He will allow time for those as well. But our focus needs to be on those relationships first. And I'm working on it. So I pray that you are too. And we just can rest in God and check in with Him often during the day and say, are my priorities lined up with what you want? Or do I need to change my attitude? Need to change my checklist? Or put some things aside today? So anyways, that's my encouragement for you today on Daily Revelations. Have an awesome day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Oops, let's see if I can end this. There we go.